When we think about the operational challenges we were facing, throughput and length of stay is not new work. It's something for those of us that have been in the business have been working on for 2 decades. But what happened is we had this pandemic, and what it did is really highlighted that work is more critical and more important than ever. This was a real opportunity for us to rethink what we had been doing for so long and really come around something more transformational.
As someone that leads our technology arms, we've been looking a lot at automation. The second piece is we've been sort of marching down the path towards value-based service. But we know that still a large majority of our revenue is coming in from inpatient fee-for-service type of work. So we're always trying to look for what are things that win in both of those environments. And anytime you drive efficiency, right, particularly in your very expensive inpatient centers, like that begins to be a win for both sides. So those were all really driving components around why we looked at Qventus and why we've implemented it.
We have to ensure that we're bringing a higher level of employee satisfaction in the acute space. It's riddled with a lot of manual, frustrating processes. This tool, it certainly beats, chasing, if you're a care manager, chasing, every member of the team around trying to get the appropriate information.
One of my favorite things we've been able to do with this is to take a prioritization queue to every member of the team. So when people leave the MDR, the physical therapist knows this patient's discharge is waiting on me. I have to go put in my thing on this first, rather than, I've got these 20 patients, I'm gonna do them 1 through 20, like a normal brain would do. But instead we can prioritize things better.
I think one of the challenges in getting the buy-in to move in this direction from a healthcare perspective is, particularly when it's direct care delivery focused, is how to convince people you're not going to lose that humanness.
Right.
And I think that's one thing that the Qventus team does really, really well. When we look at those human workflows, there's nuances. You see a facility, you know a facility. You see a market, you know a market. So it's standardizing, but also taking into account those nuances so you don't lose that humanness that is so very important in everything we do.
We think about workflow, and that's really, a lot of what we've been talking about up here is using technology to drive workflow to try to make things easier. And then ultimately, I think the promised land is trying to find where can we have machines do work, that is very mechanical and it's not fun work for humans to do.
Patients and consumers more than ever are looking for that personalized care journey. They have expectations, despite the challenges we are facing, that are higher than ever. I think, automation is only going to become more and more the way of the future to create that efficiency. It is incredibly exciting to see what the future of healthcare will look like.